You know, getting beautiful B-roll is not always easy, but here are 3 simple steps that I use to consistently get better B-roll, and you can do it too. Add movement. Moving the camera is one of the easiest ways that you can make your shots look more visually interesting and dynamic. These are some shots from a friend's wedding that I filmed a couple months ago, and the camera movement automatically makes these shots a lot more interesting than if they were static. Now when you move the camera, you have to keep the foreground, midground, and background in mind. In this shot I've got some of the things on the table in the foreground, and then in the background obviously the sun is nice and low. It adds some nice layering that accentuates the movement that the camera is making. Shoot towards your light source, or at least towards a light source. Here's an example of 2 drone shots that I shot on the same day within 20 minutes of each other. And both of them are usable, but the one shooting toward the sun is much more interesting. We've got the sun in the background and we've got it reflecting off the river, which makes for a really beautiful contrasty shot. Whereas the one shooting away from the sun, it's pretty, the sun is nice and low, so we get some nice light on the buildings and the structures, but it's a whole lot flatter and a whole lot less interesting than the previous shot. Whenever you're shooting, if you can, put the light source behind the subject, or at least a light source. In this interview, I've got windows behind the subject, and it makes the shot a whole lot more interesting than just shooting at a blank wall. Light behind your subject automatically makes your shots, especially your B-roll, more dynamic. Number 3, film early and film late. Now this is in reference to exteriors. If you film early and you film late on a clear day, the sun is going to be low in the sky. Not only is the color temperature nice and golden, but also the shadows are longer and you get reflections on things. It is a beautiful time of day to film up to a couple hours after sunrise and about an hour or so before sunset. That is the best time of day to film exteriors on a clear day. It's going to automatically make your shots look so much better without you having to do anything except get up a little earlier or stay out a little later. On many shoots I've gotten to set early to try to catch a sunrise, or I've stayed late to try to catch a sunset, and those are the shots that clients or producers look at and say, man, those look great, and nothing's different about my shot except the time of day I decided to shoot. I'm going to add one more in, and that's visual information. Whatever your video, you are telling your audience something by the visuals that you put on screen. I saw a promo video this week and they put a shot in, just a random B-roll shot, I'm sure it was to cover an edit, of a blank wall with some lights on it. Beyond the fact that the shot was boring, it told me nothing. This is the difference between generic B-roll and visual information. You should be giving your audience new visual information with every shot that you can. You are a visual storyteller, so your visuals should be revealing more about the story you tell as your story progresses. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.